Thank you very much for staying with us once again and joining us on this channel, Sports 7GH. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Now, Afena Gyan's uncle has finally spoken about his niece. Yes, his niece, his situation. That is Afena Gyan's situation. The concerns that he turned down Ghana national team call-up and all of that. Afena Gyan's uncle has finally replied to that particular news, and he's revealing a lot of secrets about that, especially concerning how Otu Addo treated the player prior to the World Cup, and that is very, very interesting. We are going to bring you the details of that particular one. Please do well to subscribe to the channel as well. We will talk about some other stories, but do well to subscribe to the channel. Like this video, hit the notification bell and select all. Leave your thoughts and comments below in the comment section if you have any. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Yes, so let's start from Majid Ashimeru. In fact, Majid Ashimeru had a brilliant game yesterday in the Belgium League where he played versus OH Leuven. He had the most duels won, which is 14, most tackles won, which is 6, and then the most fouls won, which was 4. Joint most chances created, which was 2 as a defensive midfielder. He is a top quality creative midfielder, and it is always showing in his games over there. The midfielder also completed 100% of his dribbles. That is 3/3 during the game. A complete and a brilliant performance from Majid Ashimeru. He keeps solidifying his position at the Black Stars. Yes, of course, if you are performing very well in your club side, it also gives you some points in what at the Black Stars level. So that's very important over there. Now let's talk about this one before we talk about Afena Gyan's issue. Games played. In fact, Osman Bukari has been voted as the Black Stars Player of the Month of March. I don't know if you have a different player for that particular award, but after the Whistle podcast has voted Osman Bukari as the Ghanaian Player of the Month of March. In the month of March, Osman Bukari played 6 games. He scored 1 goal and assisted 2. So 1 goal and then 2 assists. That is 3 goal involvement in 6 games. That is very brilliant. Average rating was 7.05. So that is that from Osman Bukari being voted the Player of the Month, the Black Stars Player of the Month of March over there. Now, let's talk about Afena Gyan's issue. You know that Afena Gyan turned down a call-up to the under-23 team when they were playing the AFCON qualifiers. That has brought about a lot of conversation about why Afena Gyan turned it down and that. But the uncle, it seems to be saying that Otu Addo really didn't treat Afena Gyan well prior to the World Cup. And in fact, the way they left Afena Gyan to his fate and all of that before the World Cup, when they failed to honor their promises they made to Afena Gyan, it was a very bad one for on the side of the Ghana Football Association as well as the coach. And so that's the reason why Afena Gyan turned down that contract to the Ghana under-23 team. Is he justified? Is he not justified? But let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section. But that's exactly what the uncle said. The uncle's name is Abrefa. That is the name. And 3news.com has published the news, and then Ghana Web has also published the news. So it means that the news has some sort of integrity. Now, this is what Abrefa said. He says, We've all heard how difficult it was for the FA to approach Afena Gyan and persuade him. We also know Mourinho's intention to shape the boy and why he wasn't ready to play for the national team at that time. But the authorities did everything they could to entice him into the team. Okay, let's continue and listen. And then he continued to say, and as everyone can attest, his performance was excellent against Nigeria. However, if you are a coach who isn't good at dealing with issues in the locker room, the team will always have issues. Even if you wouldn't give him an invite, you should go and explain things to him to psych him up based on whatever you promised him to convince him. So it means that they made some promises to Afena Gyan to convince him prior to the World Cup in the Nigeria game. And that is very important. Let's repeat that again. He said that even if you wouldn't give him an invite, you should go and explain things to him to psych him up based on whatever you promised him to convince him, assuring him of future call-ups, for example. So they convinced him that they will call him in the future. You get it? And this is the World Cup and you didn't allow him to go. Continuing, he said, meeting his parents and agent to speak with him would be more beneficial than simply selecting your players and ignoring him, giving the impression that he can choose to play or not. You don't care, Abrefa said in an interview as quoted by 3news.com. So that is actually what Felix Afena Gyan's that anchor is saying, and that is very interesting. And I agree with him on that tangent. We convince you to come and play for the senior national team, the Blasters. If you think that going to such a top tournament, you will not need me, at least you should come and inform me. You should come down and tell me the reasons why you not need me, where I should improve, and that you get a point. But if you just leave me like that, and that is what people were talking about Otuado's communication. You remember what he said about Joseph Pinto? He said that, look, it's not only about goals. Football is not all about goals and assists. You don't say that as a coach, proper communicator. You don't say that. You get a point. So he didn't know how to deal with issues well. But again, Afena Gyan, that doesn't guarantee that you should be turning down call-ups. No. Right now, you need the Black Stars more than the Black Stars need. You need the Ghana national teams more than the national teams need you. So if you came to the under-23 and you scored 2 goals, you went to the AFCON under-23 and you scored some goals, my God, everybody some teams will be trying to purchase you from Cremonese. You see, so right now you need a team. Besides, your Cremonese team is at the bottom of the league, the French League A. No, it's at the bottom of the Italian Serie A. Yes, at Italian Serie A, and so you may be going to relegation. So you need a national team. That is what they should understand. The handlers of Afena Gyan, that is what they should understand. That they will still need the national team, and it is very important for them to note that. Yes, let me know your thoughts, comments, views in the comment section of this video. Like the video, do well to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and select all. Definitely, I'll see you in the next update. Thank you very much for staying. Bye bye.